Y'all, it's finally that time. It's happening. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And today we are exploring what I think is probably my favorite Sims 4 pack of all time, Sims 4 Get Famous. Welcome back to the series, exploring all the Sims 4 expansion packs. While we are exploring all the Sims 4 expansion packs, you gotta know Get Famous is probably my number one. It is probably numero uno. It's probably right up there with me. I'm feeling very random today. Look at this. Look. I got us in the blind box. Period. With the Sims 4 Gets Famous pack, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was actually the first Sims 4 expansion pack that I downloaded. Because I did not play Sims 4 on its release. Like, I didn't play it back in 2014. I truthfully was going through a lot of stuff in 2014. I didn't even have a PC. Well, actually, no, I did. I had a really cheap Walmart laptop that couldn't possibly withstand Sims or any game. Because I tried some games and it was like, water, food. Like it couldn't handle it. So, in any case, I didn't play Sims 4 on its release. I actually first initially played Sims 4 back in 2020. It was when I got another PC, and this one specifically was a gaming laptop that I actually still have, and I've upgraded here, there, left, and right. And the first expansion pack I got, I think, was Get Famous, and I think it was City Living. Honestly, I could just go look at my order history, but I think the first pack I ever bought was Get Famous. If you guys don't know, my name is Sarah Smile. I am a model, I'm a dancer, I love cooking, and of course I'm a gamer slash streamer. Follow me on TikTok if you want to catch my streams, or follow me on Twitch, period. And maybe I'll start streaming on YouTube too. I don't know. Get Famous has a special place in my heart. A special place in my heart. Through all of the Sims, like, genres, shall we say, The Sims 2, The Sims 3, The Sims 4, there's always like a famous entertainment pack that comes out, and that's always the pack that makes me like shiver my timbers. Like, it's like, it's like, ooh, like that pack. Get Famous is that pack. She's that girl. She's the girl. Now, I don't think Sims 2 directly had like an entertainment pack. If I'm not mistaken, I think they just had things that referenced certain things that kind of give you that aspect, but I don't think they had it, you know. But with The Sims, there was The Sims Superstars. I mean, period, honestly. And then with The Sims 3, there was The Sims 3 Showtime. To me, personally, neither one of those packs compare to Get Famous. I'm sorry, I'm right here. She's in here. Officers. Take me. They do not compare to that pack. They just don't. The Sims 4 Get Famous pack had a bunch of features that I wish were in The Sims 2, and The Sims 3. Now, did The Sims and Sims 3 have aspects or certain things that made you go, oh, okay, period, cool. But was it like legitimate fame? I would say no. Comment down below your thoughts. Comment down below what you think. But I would personally say no. The Sims 4 Get Famous was released in October of 2018. And you know I had to give it 2 years to settle. The main thing about the Sims 4 Get Famous pack is being famous. If you have no desire for your sim to be famous, this pack is not for you. If you have no desire for your sim to easily gain fame from being an artist, writing, cooking, I mean, it kind of integrates itself into so many areas that make you go, huh? I didn't know a sim could get famous doing that. In real life, we can. Right? So I think it's kind of cool that they added that into The Sims. The world that came with The Sims 4 Get Famous pack is Del Sol Valley. Figures, that's the name I know really well. Del Sol Valley, I feel, is their attempt at Los Angeles, California, because there is like a walk of fame in Del Sol Valley. Like there's like stars on the sidewalk. In fact, if your sim gets famous enough, they can get a star and they can put it on the sidewalk. Like, Any case, I really believe Del Sol Valley is inspired by Los Angeles, California, but specifically Hollywood. As someone who lives in California, that might sound confusing, but Hollywood is in Los Angeles. Hollywood isn't really its own thing, but it is. I don't have to explain it. You gotta be there. With the Sims 4 Get Famous pack, they added in fame and reputation. If I'm not mistaken, that is where the whole reputation thing even came from. So if you have businesses and hobbies, then you know that you have to get your store to have a good reputation, right? Your sim can also just have a good reputation in general, even without being a celebrity, and they can have a bad reputation. And there's no in between. I want to say businesses and hobbies is the one that kind of gave us like an in between. But there was typically, once you started that, there was really no in between. I've never had a bad rep sim, so I don't know what happens when they have a bad reputation, but the good reputation is always fun. You get all types of perks and stuff. Speaking of perks, it comes with perks. So if you're having your sim try to become famous, they get something called fame perks. With the fame perks, you're able to level up certain categories that help your sim in their road to success. Whatever that looks like for your sim, there's multiple different categories I'm going to show you guys later, but it's a pretty cool feature. And with the fame perks, it helps you with certain careers and certain aspects of your sim's life, which is really cool. Like my Sarah sim, I don't remember exactly which ones I picked for her, but when she goes and gets food at like a food stall, it's free. If she goes and buys something, it's free. And that came from her fame perks. Pretty cool. Something I think is really cool that came with the Sims 4 Get Famous pack is the acting career. The acting career added in gigs, which is so realistic if you are trying to actually be an actor or model, a dancer, whatever. If you move to Los Angeles, then you know that you have to get gigs, and gigs can be very scarce. Okay, so it's not super scarce on The Sims, and they make it much more easier than in real life to become famous. But I love that you can have the acting career, and I typically make my sim become an actress just because it's fun and the gigs are fun, which I'll also show you that because like I said, my main sim is an actress. We can continue talking about the careers and the acting stuff a little later. A bunch of objects also came with the Sims 4 Get Famous pack. Now, I feel like y'all could look this up, but one of the things that I get asked about a lot in my life when people see it is this like flying drone that I have. When people are like, oh my gosh, is that CC? Where did you download that? Is that base game? First of all, I don't think it's base game. Sorry. But I know it originally came with the Get Famous pack. It's a streaming device. Like I have it follow my Sarah sim and it'll stream her. It helps her with her fame. There's multiple things you can do in the Sims 4 Get Famous pack to gain fame. And one of the things I have her do from time to time is stream and write. And sometimes I'll have her streaming her writing. Yeah, I love that. The new trait that came with the Sims 4 Get Famous pack is the self-absorbed trait. Not one of my favorites. I never use it, but I feel like it makes sense. There was a bunch of new NPCs added to the game because of the Sims 4 Get Famous pack. From bouncers to paparazzi to fans. There was a slew of new NPCs added with the Get Famous pack for The Sims 4, as well as directors, actors, and A-listers. Now the actors, so I kind of hate that in order to introduce yourself to an actor, even if you're not a fan of them, you have to attempt introduction. As someone like myself who has worked in the entertainment industry and I've been around celebrities, I never was like, and I think it's just like, these people are not gods, you guys, and they're not royalty. If this is our equivalent to American royalty, this needs to chill. I've never liked that feature. I've never liked that you can't just be like, hey, what's up? Because what I've noticed typically is that most celebrities just want to be treated like normal people. Well, depending upon who you are. The new skills that came with the Sims 4 Get Famous pack was the acting and media production skill. The acting skill, to me, isn't that hard to max out, especially when you can just practice acting in the mirror. And it is 10 levels. Now, the media production skill is only 5 levels. So I want to call this like a little easy medium skill because not only is it really easy to max out, but it greatly helps if you want your sim to become an influencer, which came with the Sims 4 City Living pack, which I feel City Living and Get Famous kind of work hand in hand in that. They so do, especially with the perks that you get. It came with new aspirations such as world famous celebrity and master actor. The world famous celebrity one, if I'm not mistaken, to max it out, your sim has to become a 5-star celebrity. So with the reputation and fame, to gain fame, first you're a 1-star celebrity, then you're a 2-star, then 3, 4, and 5. I'm not gonna lie to you, without cheats, it does kind of take a little while to get your sim to a 5-star celebrity. But I mean, in real life, it could take someone an entire lifetime. So that's not too crazy to me. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. With the master actor aspiration, I've completed that multiple times on accident, like without even really paying attention to it, because I made my Sims actors and actresses. I can't even tell you much about it, but it is a cool aspiration. I've completed it on accident multiple times. Something that I thought was interesting was the pre-made townies that they added in with the Sims 4 Get Famous pack. Because if you notice, not too many townies get added in per pack. I mean, I want to say they've gotten better at that. This one came with like 7 townies that they added in, and one of them is Baby Ariel. Listen, I've been on TikTok since Musical.ly, and of course I know who Baby Ariel is. Do I think she's like relevant enough to have an entry into this? No. But I mean, if this came out in 2018, I think that was around the time TikTok was maybe either in the process or already bought out Musical.ly. And when Musical.ly got bought out, Baby Ariel was nowhere near as popular. But we do all kind of know who she is, I'm not going to lie. But her videos are not like Charli D'Amelio anymore. Does that make any sense? And I know about Charli D'Amelio without wanting to know about her. That's how I feel. It also added in scars and gold teeth in the Create a Sim if that's something you want to like dive into. I never use that kind of stuff in Create a Sim, but it's there. And this is where blind dates came from. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but it actually came from the Sims 4 Get Famous pack, was the blind date thing. Now, I don't know how your game acts, but I have a lot of CC and I hate doing the blind date because just an anything shows up. I don't know how else to word it. Just an anything shows up. And yeah, we don't do blind dates. Unless it's just for fun on my live. Ugh. Also, you can give residence keys to your like super good friends. Now, here's my thing with the keys, right? This is a personal issue I have with The Sims 4. When I lock my household, I should be able to give keys to whomever to be able to enter my household. Because if I don't lock it, Sims just come in. So I always have to have it locked. And then I have to like select allow access to employees, lock for everyone but household. And then when they have friends over, friends can't come in. Like they need to fix that. So if the key thing was their attempt to fix it, well, that didn't work because even with the locked door, my Sims still can't come in. I don't know if that's a glitch. Look, if y'all are able to give your Sims friends keys and they're able to come in when the house is locked, comment down below. I want to know because it does not work for me. It just doesn't. And of course, they added in new, like, woohoo locations or whatever. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in so I can show you guys some things I really like about this pack. As some of you may or may not know, this is my main sim. This is my Sarah sim. In fact, this is like my personal save. In this save, we were experimenting with the Sims 4 Business and Hobbies pack, and she started like her own little bakery business, but that's not the point right now. Well, cafe bakery business. This is about the Sims 4 Get Famous pack. So this is my Sarah sim. If I hover over her, she is a global superstar. Now, something I like, she's saved to my library, not my gallery. You can't download her. She's saved to my library. And every time I download her, she's always a global superstar, which period. I love that. Why not? Now, when I first initially made this sim, I worked very hard to make her become a global superstar without using any cheats. And it took a very long time. So in this save, I play on no aging. Not long lifespan, no aging. So as you can see here, if I click on Simology, it doesn't show me when she ages up. It shows that she's like near it to becoming an adult, which I guess is 30. I guess in the sim world, my sim is like 22, I guess. She's a very successful 22-year-old. But yeah, I play on no aging, and it did take me quite a little bit to make her a global superstar with no cheats, but I feel like it was worth it. Also, a fun fact about the Sims 4 Get Famous pack, I don't know if it still currently is, but it was one of the Sims 4 largest DLCs to ever be released at like 2 gigs. That's kind of a lot. Okay, so if you click on Simology, this is how you see a lot of information about your sim, like as far as how much time they have before they age up, their genealogy, their stats. This just shows you everything that she's pretty much ever done on The Sims 4, and then this shows her genealogy. It's just her. She ain't got no kids, period. No parents. I guess she just, poofed into existence, whatever. Let there be light, on God. And then it shows like her traits. Now, some of these traits, the ones that are grayed out, she earned. I didn't like give to her, but it asked me. And then some of these also do come from my, like some of my mods and stuff. So if you scroll down, public image, this is the one that we're talking about. This is the one that comes with the Sims 4 Get Famous pack. These are her fame perks. She doesn't have any because I used them all. So as you can see, you have 5 different categories to choose from. And then out of the 5, there's 2 that are like good reputation, bad reputation. So good reputation, there's only like 3 perks. One is giving back, rally, star treatment, which is because she has a good reputation, she gets things for free. So that's one of those. And then with the bad reputation, there's who's bad, play the villain, feud bringer, a lot of like little cute stuff. Now, I don't think I've ever completed the middle one. Actually, no, I did. You do get the summer and entourage, which is kind of cool. And then with this one, the main thing is you get to run like a lifestyle brand, so you can run your own brand, which I would love to see how that would work with the Sims 4 businesses and hobbies pack, if there's some type of integration there, because that's pretty cool. The one I focus on is the Easy Street, which is easier career advancement, larger paychecks, and positive work days. To me, that sounds just a little bit more appealing. Because in a way I can make these 2 things happen without using perks. But because you get so many perks, I did also have her do the corporate partnership and the influencer. Now, when perks are available, you can't say, say you have nothing in this row. You can't just go, oh, I want to skip noticeable and just get Easy Street. That's not how this works. You have to purchase each one to have access to the one above it, if that makes any sense. And then there are the quirks also, right? Like the no touching, emotional bomb, refined palette, phone fanatic. The no touching one, I hate. They get it when fans come up to them a lot and like ask them for hugs and stuff. They're like, oh, I no touchy. I don't want to be touched. And the emotional bomb quirk, even though it's historically accurate to moi, I didn't want my sim to have this. And by historically accurate, I mean, I struggle with mental health. I didn't want Sarah to on the game, but it's fine. She just picked that up. You can also remove any of these quirks if you wanted to, but you can't just like outright do that, if that makes sense. And you also have the option to quit the spotlight too. But you can't quit it when you have any perk selected. You can just remove the quirks by having like a celebrity cleanse, which is something you book through the computer or your Sims phone. Now, with the fame, with gaining reputation and gaining fame, you can lose fame if your sim doesn't actively like do anything to keep their fame. And now, if I'm not mistaken, if you became a global superstar, you could lose that. But they seem to have maybe lightened up on that, because my sim really hasn't been focusing on anything to make her famous, and we are still a global superstar. So yeah, the reputation and the global superstar, like the fame and reputation came from the Sims 4 Get Famous pack, and then they've added it into other aspects of the Sims 4 world, such as with her business, right? I can have a good reputation, a bad reputation, or be neutral with her business, and I can gain small business perks, which is like becoming a 5-star business, which I also think is really neat if you want to become a 5-star like restaurant. I think that's pretty cool that you have to earn it like that. And then this is the world famous celebrity. This is the one that I typically have my sim do. I mean, 13,000 satisfaction points. She's completed this a bunch of times. It saves it. Like when I save them to my library, it just saves their progress, and I'm like, period. But basically, the only part of this I haven't done is receive 25 positive responses from inciting cheers. People tend to get mad when she does that. The Sims be like, what you doing? Stand down. But yeah, it's pretty easy. Also, you know, you can select new aspiration if you don't want your Sim to do that. Just saying. There's others. Become a 5-star celebrity. You see, it's also something I want to show you guys in the rewards store. There's a bunch of potions that your sim can earn. You know, you can only buy this with aspiration points. Like you can remove mastery perks. That's from the business and hobbies pack. But you can also drink the quirk Be Gone, and then a celebrity quirk that you don't want will just go away. But they can easily just get it back though. Like it doesn't just delete that quirk, it just removes it from your sim, but they could easily have that same annoying quirk. I mean, to me, the most annoying quirk is the stan quirk, because this person will come to your house, peek through your windows, stay outside your door. If you don't lock your door, they in there watching you. Even though it's historically accurate for Sarah in The Sims doesn't want to go through that. So, but yeah, you can purchase a quirk Be Gone with your aspiration points, which aspiration points in the reward store is all base game, but you get different potions and rewards you can purchase with your points with different expansion packs that you get for The Sims 4. Right now, my Sarah Sim, she is a signed actress with well-suited talent agency. So basically, if your sim becomes an actress or an actor and you're trying to have them select a career, you would click on the select career, and then you would click on select actor, and then you get to pick, like, I think from 2 agencies, and then the more established you become, I think another agency becomes an option, I think. But she joined the well-suited talent agency because I just felt like the gigs were paying more. So let me show you guys. She'll open her phone and she'll call her agency to see if they have any gigs. Now, that's not really accurate unless you are a super established like celebrity or you often book gigs. You can't just call them and be like, hey, is anything available? They usually tell you, from my experience. But yeah, so basically it would show you different gigs that are available. The higher they get in their acting skill and with their fame, the better gigs that come up, basically. Now, if I'm not mistaken though, you don't necessarily have to be famous to get these good gigs, but you have to be a really good actor or actress. And then sometimes there's like little sub skills that they expect you to have, which is kind of why Sarah has little like multiple skills. But, and also let's accept a gig so I can show you guys. It like doesn't matter. Something with the perks I think is really cool if you choose to make your sim an actor. If you pick this line of perks, you can get an established name, which means you skip the audition part. So there is a part where if you select a gig, no matter how low of the pay, kind of sort of your sim has to go on audition. Also, different gigs have you do different things. Sometimes you don't physically go with your sim, they just go by themselves. Which, I mean, you can send them by themselves with any gig, truthfully. But with some of these, you would have to go and audition and then you would get the gig like 2 days later, possibly. Which is pretty accurate to real life too. So because I have that perk, there's no audition. We have our gig on Thursday. Now, typically when your sim accepts a gig, they have to do these certain tasks in order to, I want to say, master the gig. but you kind of don't have to. I mean, at least when you get to a certain level, like your sim can just kind of show up. Like this one developed friendship with director. Sarah knows all the directors because she does all the gigs. I wish that was my reality. So she's friends with them. But, you know, like develop your comedy skill, research angry emotion. Like you don't have to do that once you reach a certain level of like fame. So this is Del Sol Valley. This is the world that comes with the Sims 4 Get Famous pack. There's 3 areas in this world. There is the Mirage Park. I want to say that's where like the normal people live. And when you first get the game, I think like one star celebrity lives over there. We could call that an influencer, like myself. And then you have the Pinnacles. The Pinnacles is where all the rich people live. So there's like a sim called Judith Ward. She lives over there. There's another sim that's like, it's like funny looking male sim. I forget his name. He lives over there with his like family or whatever. See, even seeing them, I still don't know his name. Something Bailey. Thorn Bailey lives over here. And then there's this house, which is usually available. This is usually the house that I would just money cheat my sim into this house because I loved it so much. But it's actually a really ugly build. Maybe I'll redo this build or something on live one day because it's just like, it's ugly and it could be so much better. But yeah, consider this Hollywood Hills. If you know anything, if you've ever been to Hollywood, there is truly a place in Los Angeles where like the celebrities live. But it is kind of like spread out. They are kind of all over, but there is one place in particular, or maybe multiple places are completely gated off, completely secured, patrolled, everything. And you cannot get up. You can't. This is what that is. And then there is Starlight Boulevard. So Starlight Boulevard is where the Walk of Fame is. I think that's what these diamonds on the ground are referencing, where if your sim becomes a 5-star celebrity, they get a plaque that they can put in the ground to reach max stardom. Even though in real life, I don't know if you guys know this, but any celebrity that has their name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they bought it. Like, it's like, I think it's like $250,000. There's clubs, different lounges. Now, with this lounge, you can set the star level to be allowed into this place so that only celebrities are allowed in. I think it's with like the new lot traits that came with it, like hottest spot in town. And you can like assign bouncers. Like it's pretty cool in my opinion. Why Nancy outside my house looking like this? Look at the line. It's like, this is a lot. Don't ever forget that. Let's go inside. And then I'm going to show you guys this gig. Now, this gig isn't until Thursday sim time. It's currently Monday. So we're going to skip ahead using some cheats. So I used the clock cheat to get us to basically Wednesday night, now Thursday. I could have kept going into Thursday, but the way it was working, it just, I don't know, this is how we are. So she's going to sleep for a little bit and then wake up and do her gig. Okay, it is now almost 8 in the morning on my Sims 4 game. We're waiting for it to be 12 noon because that's when she has to go to her gig. Funny enough, she actually just lost a celebrity level, so instead of being a 5-star celebrity, she's now a 4-star celebrity. With doing this gig though, she'll get right back to being a 5-star. But let me show you what happens when you lose a celebrity level. It's so ironic when I was just like, oh, that hasn't happened to me in a while. Sims is like, haha, just you wait. It gives you back the fame perks that you spent. So basically, she doesn't have the star treatment, get things for free, and she doesn't have the easy street anymore. And she lost these 2 quirks. Which, why can't she lose the no touching one? But, anti-case. We're gonna check back in once it is time for the actual gig. That's weird. It's asking me if I want to start the gig now. It must be glitching because it didn't start until noon. It's almost 9. Any case, when this comes up, it'll ask you if you want to go with your sim or send them alone. I always suggest that you go. So let's join her to her gig. Okay, so if your sim is as popular as me, when she shows up, this is what she'll come into. Everyone's just like, oh my gosh, it's Sarah. Even with her losing her 5-star celebrity status, which is pretty lit if I do say so myself. So basically, There are different things you can do. Tell the director you are ready, rehearse scene with co-star, update social media status. Completing these things help you to max this out. And if you want your sim to become a celebrity, then you want her to max these things out. So let's find her co-star. They'll actually tell you who her co-star is. Wow. Not Judith Irvin? Is a background actor. Okay, so he's my co-star. So you want to rehearse the scene. So you click on them. Apparently we don't know each other, so let's introduce ourselves. Instantly on the track, that's funny. Sarah's like, ew, gross. You would click on rehearse scene and then they're gonna rehearse the scene together. Also, this lot you can't just go to, but this is like the studio where they do their like acting gigs and stuff. They'll always come to this lot. Basically, it's one of those rabbit hole lots where you only get access to it by well, being an actor or actress and having a gig. It's pretty cool. It's very realistic to like an actual studio venue, like in real life. This is cool. They're always boring and low-key depressing. But yeah. Okay, so we completed the rehearse the scene. Now we can get to know someone. Since he's right here, we'll just do that. I usually complete all of this before telling the director that I'm ready. But you don't have to. Like, you can just jump in, but it does help as far as gaining fame. So let's get to know. Okay, and now something that it wants her to do is to update her social media status. So let's do that. Social, you go to phone, update social media status. She's gonna pull out her phone. Okay, Telfie. And then we can ask someone about their day. Now, granted, if she wasn't the level of fame and reputation that she is, one of the things would say get into hair and makeup. I don't really make her do that typically when I have her do these gigs, but I'll show you what at least the wardrobe looks like, but I want her hair to stay curly. But ask someone about their day. So let's go into small talk, ask about day. Oh, Sarah has to go to the bathroom. I'm just gonna make her happy. So now I'm gonna have her get into costume for the gig. Typically, this is something that would be under one of these things that you have to do in order to complete the gig. But because of the perks that I have, because of her fame, she doesn't have to, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's so cute. They're like actually fitting her. Bam! I hate how the hat glitches through her hair. It's fine. Okay, and then you would go to the director to tell him that you're ready. He's always pretty much in his chair. Sometimes he's not. Usually it is like a different guy every time. But then you would just select to tell him you are ready to perform. I'm ready. He's like, no way, Jose. All right, Sarah, you're amazing. Okay, and then you take the stage. So it basically has prompts where you can start. I'm going to start from left to right. So let's go here. Risky fire sim ray. They get ready. And take this. No. They're like, did you get it? Did you get it? Nice. And then risky fight. Now, granted, I'm selecting the risky ones because she has the skill to do so. If they don't have the skill to do so, they mess up. Just letting you guys know. Someone want to catch these hands. Whoa, 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 whoa. So quick. He couldn't handle these hands. He said, ow. And then we go inside. She's going to just like walk around. This is risky play guitar. She's preparing herself. You better strum. That's it. She did that. Talk about it. Risky tell a joke.
Bombufa. Yibs. Zuli bombo. Zuli boof. Plarga oofa. Whiffaloy. Yibs. Huh? Bombufa.
If you speak Simlish, translate what she said for me down below. I'll love you forever. Risky shout forbidden words.
Zombis. Nari no.
They're all friendly at first.
Yuppie.
No, no, no.
Jufka.
Into prison you go.
Farble. Nargi nilsau tiskaroo.
And then you can send them to prison. Risky lockup. I've done all these gigs so many times. Shake, shake. Yes. Thank you. Wow.
Anchi Kalu. Neat. Chunkina
We did it.
Philippa.
He's behind bars forever now. And then that ends the scene. Like, that ends the performance. Everything's over now. And again, like I said, each one's a little different. I usually let it time out. It says that there's 10 minutes remaining, and then this one ends. He can just walk out, I believe. Like, he's not stuck in there. They turn off all the lights. They're like, okay, go home. All right. So she earned 8,000 Simlonians, and she earned some fame, which probably means she's back to being a 5-star celebrity. So let's go home. You can also stay in the lot if you want, just like to walk around, do other things. But we're gonna go home. Yep. And Sarah is back to being a 5-star celebrity. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. The Sims 4 Get Famous pack is one of my favorite packs. I greatly encourage you guys to get it. But if you don't want your Sim to be famous, then maybe don't get it. But I do think it's a lot of fun. I do think it adds other attributes and other realistic things to the game. Of course, with concluding all these videos, do I think you need this pack in your game to have a good time? I mean, to have a good time overall? No. I do think there's other ways to have fun on The Sims 4. Do I think it's a necessity? No. Can I imagine my game not having this? No. Like, I can't imagine it being any other way in my Sims 4 game. So as always, the most important question of the day, would you get the Sims 4 Get Famous pack? Comment down below, let me know. But yeah, thank y'all so much for chilling with me. If you like my content, please leave a like, leave a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts, especially about this pack. I want to know what you're thinking. Go ahead and press that subscribe button so that we can become besties. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace.